Hello, welcome to my November 2013 video game pickups video. It's Monday, December the 9th. Apologies for the delay. I've been feeling quite unwell for the past week or so. I thought better late than never, so let's get started. I start as usual with the PlayStation 1 games. And the first one I got was Tomb Raider The Last Revelation. Now, initially I was only going to get Tomb Raider 1 to 3, but after playing the reboot earlier this year, which was fantastic, probably one of the best games that's come out this year, I decided to get all the other ones. I already had Tomb Raider Legends and Anniversary. I don't have Underworld, although I'm probably going to get the PS3 HC collection, which has Anniversary and Legend as well. The only relevant one, because I'm not getting Age of the Darkness because that game is fucking terrible. The only other one I need now is Tomb Raider Chronicles. But I will definitely look into that for this month if I can. Okay, next up, two games, two collections actually. One is Final Fantasy Origins, and the other, surprise, surprise, is Final Fantasy Anthology. Now these have Final Fantasy 1, 2, 4 and 5, each with its own disc. The only Final Fantasy that I don't have, in physical form, I do have it on PSN, is Final Fantasy VIII. But I'll get that in my own time, because it's not something I'm desperate to buy, because it's probably. I mean, I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan, but that was probably my least favourite because I'm not a fan of all the characters. But I do want to get it just so I can say I've got every single one. But yeah, the Final Fantasy 1 and 2, I don't believe they ever got released over here or even in America initially, when they originally came out for the NES, I believe it was. So yeah, I look forward to starting this series from the beginning, and it should be interesting. And Anthology, I know that initially never came out here, although it was called Final Fantasy 2 in America. It was Final Fantasy 4. I know that Final Fantasy 4 did come out on the Game Boy Advance. I don't know about Final Fantasy 5. I think it might have done, I'm not sure. But yeah, I think this was one of the first times this has come out on the console. So these games come out on console over here, at least. So yeah, I look forward to playing these. I know a lot of people really like Final Fantasy 4 especially, so I look forward to that. Next up, we have Tony Hawk's Skateboarding. Now this one holds a lot of memories for me, because me and a couple of friends of mine who used to live just around the corner to where I lived at one point, we were playing a lot of PS1 demo discs, and one of which had this game. And we played it for a little bit, and we were like, yeah, this is not bad. And then, all of a sudden, hours upon hours just passed by, and we were still playing this game. And we were just like, wow, this is strangely addictive. And from here on then, we would have tournaments and things like that, like our own houses and stuff. And yeah, the love of this series grew and grew. I didn't own this one, but I did eventually get Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, which I absolutely adored. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, which is my favourite in the series, and I imagine a lot of people's favourite. 4 was a little bit too different for my liking. It was going for the whole open world thing rather than the sort of time trick attack, which the first three were going for. Although ironically, it did kind of spawn the idea of skate in the future. Underground was good. I really enjoyed that one. Underground 2 was just stupid, and then the whole series just went downhill from there until it eventually met its demise. But I finally have the first one, which is it's dated, but it's nice to have because it holds a lot of memories for me. And finally, on the PS1 front, we have Spyro the Dragon. Now, as I said last month, when I got Spyro 2 and Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon, I never really got into these games because I sort of thought they were kind of kiddie and I didn't think they were any good. Then I noticed that they were made by Insomniac, and they went on to make the Ratchet and Clank series, and I absolutely loved that series, especially the Ratchet and Clank 1 to 3 on the PS2. So I thought I'd go back and see what all the fuss was about with this series. I'm probably not going to get the other games on PS2 because I've heard that they're not very good. So, but yeah, I definitely want to get stuck into like Spyro 1 to 3. Once I finish, because I'm currently playing through the Apescape games. I've completed the first one, absolutely loved that. I'm going through the second one right now. Once I get through that one and the third one, I'll probably move on to this. So yeah, I look forward to it because it's definitely, from what I've heard, one of the sort of big sort of trilogy of games that came out for the PS1, along with stuff like Crash Bandicoot. So yeah. Next up, we have some PS3 games. Yeah, I was jumping ahead of myself there. First up, the most recently released game that I've got. I've been playing through the original game. I'm really enjoying it, despite how difficult it is. And from what I've seen, this one looks even better, and that's Rayman Legends. And visually, at least, it looks miles better, which I never thought I would say, because Rayman Origins looks fantastic as well. Yeah, interesting sort of changes in gameplay with the whole use of Murray there. Ability to sort of switch like platforms and stuff like that. And yeah, I look forward to playing it once I get through Origins. I don't know if I'm going to go through Origins 100%, but I've got about halfway through the game, and now I'm going through the much more sort of difficult stages. Whether I do well enough to unlock the sort of secret level, which I'm aware that you have to get all the red teeth, or the red gems, I should say, to unlock it. I'm not sure, but either way, I definitely hope to play this at some point. Next up, we have Simon Blood Curse. Now, this was the third game in the Siren, aka Forbidden Siren series on the PS2. This one took a slightly different route. It went through like a episodic type deal, which was similar to, I guess you could say, like similar to stuff like The Walking Dead. I know even before like the sort of episodic games with digital only, I know Alan Wake and Alone in the Dark sort of tried a similar method, and of course Driver as well. And then this got released as a retail disc, so I thought I would pick it up. Looks interesting. Seems a little bit more going to put this, Americanized than the previous two games, but that's not bad. That's not a bad thing. It's very sort of stealth based compared to like unlike games like Resident Evil and Silent Hill. It's sort of more along the lines of stuff like Haunting Ground, which I hope to pick up someday, and Clock Tower, although not quite as intense as that. And yeah, it looks really good. Next up is the prequel to a game I was very harsh about at first, but I've sort of slowly grown to love it over the summer, playing it with friends, and that's Demon Souls, or Demon's Souls. I don't know why you would call it Demon Souls, because Demon Souls slips a bit off the tongue. Yeah, I at first I didn't really like Dark Souls that much, because I thought it was unfair in certain places. Now that I've sort of, while discussing it with friends and sort of playing with them, I've sort of grown to deal with like the not necessarily the game's shortcomings, but the differences depend in terms of like other games out there. It definitely harks back to like the old school sort of genre of stuff like Ninja Gaiden and Mega Man, where if you sort of fuck up, it's kind of your fault, and also it's hard to explain, but I have grown to love Dark Souls over time. I still don't like to say it's like the best game ever, but it's definitely different enough to warrant like praise. This, from what I've seen of this one, it seems to handle a little bit better. Like the controls are a little bit more responsive. There's less frame rate issues and stuff like that. I know that the one big difference between this and Dark Souls is that it's not open world. It's sort of, but you start off in the Nexus and you sort of go through each level one at a time. And from what I'm aware of, if you die in like one level, you have to start over or something along those lines. I'm not sure, but I do look forward to another challenge, because it's nice to have a challenge now and again.